Do you ever wonder if your thoughts, like your deepest thoughts, could actually, turn into real success? Sounds a
Hmm.
bit out there, maybe, like a self-help cliche.
It can definitely sound that way at first, yeah.
But what if I told you that some real heavy hitters from history, people like Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, Andrew Carnegie, even Rockefeller, they didn't just think this might work, they basically built their empires on this idea.
It's a really powerful concept. And what's interesting is that it's not just some passing fad. This whole idea comes from over 2 decades of research by Napoleon Hill.
Right.
He spent years really digging into how these giants thought, their habits, their whole philosophy, you know,
Sure.
not just their business plans.
And all that work led to this incredible book, Think and Grow Rich, sold what, over 100 million copies, still totally relevant.
Absolutely. A foundation for so many people.
So for this deep dive, we're not just talking about getting rich, like financially, although that's part of it. Our mission is really to give you a kind of shortcut, a guide to understanding this blueprint for
Right.
changing your mindset, your habits, and yeah, maybe even your destiny, whatever success means to you.
And helps to know where it came from. The
Mhm.
story starts way back, early 1900s.
Mhm.
Andrew Carnegie, probably the richest man on earth then,
Yeah.
he gives this a huge challenge to a young Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
Basically told him spend the next 2 decades interviewing 500 plus top leaders, think Bell, Ford, Edison again, and find the common threads, find the universal laws of their success.
Wow, what a commission.
Right. And the book finally comes out in 1937. But the reason it still hits home today, almost a century later, is because it's about like timeless human stuff, mindset, not just the economy of the 30s.
Okay, so let's really get into this blueprint then. It sounds fascinating. We're going to walk through the 13 core principles from the book. We'll try to give you examples, make it practical.
Don't good.
Think of it as, I don't know, a crash course in building that success mindset for, well, anything you want in life.
All right. So the first principle, and you could argue it's the absolute foundation, is desire, the starting point of
Sure.
all achievement.
Desire. Okay.
And Hill is really clear here. This isn't just like wanting something casually or hoping for
Yeah,
it.
I-
No, he calls it a burning obsession.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of drive that just consumes you. It keeps you up at night. It has to happen. It's got this emotional force behind it.
That's a really key difference, isn't it? Not just wanting, but like needing it. You think of Edison again, right?
Exactly.
He didn't just hope the light bulb would work. He went through thousands of failed attempts. That's not just being stubborn. That's that burning desire fueling every try.
Absolutely. And Hill actually gives a formula for this, which is quite practical. He says, write down exactly what you want, put a date on it when you intend to get it.
Okay.
Specify what you'll give in return, because there's always a trade-off, right? And then, this is key, read that statement out loud every day with feeling.
Sounds simple but powerful. The message is clear. Weak desire, weak results. Or maybe no result.
Pretty much. And once you have that burning desire, you need the conviction that you can actually achieve it. Which brings us smoothly to principle number 2, faith visualization and belief in attainment.
Faith. Now, is he talking religious faith here?
Not necessarily. He defines it more as unshakable confidence, total self-belief in achieving that goal you set. It's something you build yourself, often through repeating your goals, not just blind hope. It actually lines up pretty well with modern psychology, like self-efficacy, believing you can do what's needed.
So it's like if you keep telling yourself your goal, like Hill suggests with autosuggestion, your subconscious kind of starts to buy into it, starts believing it's possible.
That's the idea.
And once your mind accepts it, your actions start to follow suit, right? They align with that belief. It creates this positive loop.
Precisely. Your mind acts on what it truly believes. So the job is to train it to believe in success, not failure or limits.
Okay, that makes sense.
And that naturally leads into the third principle, which is really the how of building that belief. Autosuggestion, feeding your subconscious mind.
Right, the mechanism.
Yeah. This isn't just, daydreaming. It's deliberate. It's consistent. Feeding yourself affirmations, consciously managing the thoughts you let in, taking control of that inner voice.
It really highlights how important that internal chat is, doesn't it? It's the complete opposite of negative self-talk.
Totally.
If you're always thinking, I'm broke, I can't do this, your subconscious, which doesn't really judge, just kind of accepts it and works to make it true, maybe by limiting what you even see as possible.
Exactly. It shapes your reality without you realizing it sometimes.
But if you consciously feed it positive stuff, I am capable, I will succeed, I'm attracting good things, and you say it with emotion, like you mean it, then your subconscious starts working for you, opening doors.
And Hill's advice is specific.
Mm.
Repeat your written goals out loud. Feel it every day. Because, yeah, you really do become what you tell yourself over and over.
Okay, so internal programming is crucial. What about actual skills? Where does knowledge fit in?
Ah, good question. That takes us to principle 4, specialized knowledge. Hill saw way back then, in an age before the internet, obviously, that just knowing a little bit about everything wasn't the key to real success or wealth.
General knowledge isn't enough.
Right. It's about deep expertise in one specific valuable field. Think about a top surgeon or a really innovative software developer or a lawyer who knows a very specific niche inside out. That's where the value is created.
That's where they really thrive, yeah. Because they have something unique. But what if you're not, like, the world's leading expert in something yourself?
Well, this is where Hill adds a brilliant layer, still super relevant today. He says you don't actually have to possess all the knowledge personally.
Ooh.
You can succeed by organizing and leading a team, what he called a mastermind group, of people who do have the specialized knowledge you need.
Ah, like Henry Ford. He didn't invent the engine or know every single detail himself, did he?
Exactly. He was a master organizer. He brought together the best engineers, the best manufacturing minds, the best business people. He orchestrated it.
So the takeaway is either master something valuable yourself or get really good at bringing together people who have mastered different pieces.
You got it. Don't just learn broadly. Go deep, or build a team that goes deep.
Okay, and all this knowledge, all this expertise,
Yeah.
it needs to be applied creatively, right?
Absolutely. Which leads us to principle number 5, imagination, the workshop of the mind. Hill believed every single big achievement starts as an idea, a spark in someone's imagination.
The workshop of the mind, I like that.
Yeah, and he breaks it down into 2 types, which is useful. First, creative imagination. This is where totally new ideas come from. Breakthroughs, inventions, sometimes it just hits you.
Like an aha moment.
Kind of, yeah, often fueled by strong desire or even necessity. Then there's synthetic imagination. This is about rearranging existing ideas, concepts, or technologies in new ways, combining old things to make something new or better.
That distinction feels important. Like Ford, again, he didn't invent the car, right?
Nope.
But he imagined the assembly line by combining existing ideas about manufacturing and workflow in a completely new way. That was synthetic imagination, wasn't it?
Perfect example. It revolutionized everything, made cars affordable. It wasn't just a new thing, it was a new system, born from rearranging old pieces imaginatively.
So we really need to protect and nurture that imaginative capacity. It's where the future gets built, in a way.
That's Hill's point. It's your personal success workshop.
Okay, so you've got the desire, the faith, the knowledge, the imagination. But ideas are just ideas without action.
Exactly right. Which brings us squarely to principle 6, organized planning, turning desire into action. Desire and imagination are vital, but Hill is adamant. Without a solid, detailed plan, they're just wishes, dreams. They don't go anywhere.
This is where it gets real then, the execution part.
Totally. He
Oh.
stresses writing it down, step-by-step actions, not just thinking about it. And then you got to do it. Execute with discipline.
But plans, well, they don't always work out first try, do they?
Almost never. And Hill acknowledges that. He says a key trait of successful people is they don't give up the goal when the plan fails. They adjust the plan. They adapt. They iterate.
So flexibility is just as important as the initial planning.
Crucial. Be persistent with the goal, but flexible with the strategy. Because, yeah, ideas without organized action are basically worthless.
Okay, plan, execute, adapt. What's next?
The next one is about overcoming a major hurdle for many people. Decision, the mastery of procrastination.
Ah, decision making. Yeah, that can be tough.
Hill noticed a very clear pattern. Successful people, they decide quickly, they commit, and they change their minds slowly, if at all. Unsuccessful people, they hesitate, they doubt, they put off deciding, and opportunities just drift away.
That feels incredibly true, especially now when things move so fast. You think about maybe the people signing the Declaration of Independence.
Great example.
Talk about a quick, bold decision under insane pressure. High stakes. If they'd hesitated, delayed, gotten bogged down, who knows? History could be totally different.
Absolutely. It shows that indecision isn't just a minor weakness. It can be fatal to progress. Sometimes making a wrong decision is better than making no decision, because at least you learn something and can course correct.
Right. At least you're moving. Okay. So make decisions quickly, But then you have to stick with them, especially when things get tough.
Precisely. Which leads directly into Principle 8, persistence in peace. The sustained effort required to induce faith. This is the grit, the staying power.
This is what keeps you going when you hit a wall.
Exactly. It's what separates people who achieve big things from those who quit at the first or second or 10th sign of trouble. It's about refusing to accept temporary setbacks as permanent failure.
It's so easy to quit, though. That's what most people do when it gets hard.
It is. But winners, Hill found, just have this ingrained persistence. Think about Colonel Sanders and KFC.
Oh, yeah. The story is he was rejected, what, like 1,000 times?
Over 1,000 times, reportedly, before someone finally said yes to his chicken recipe. That level of persistence is just incredible. But it's why KFC is a global thing now.
It really drives home that maybe success is just like one step past the point where most people give up.
That's often the case. You have to push through that discouragement.
So persistence is key, but can you do it all alone?
Well, Hill argued strongly against that. Which brings us to Principle 9, the mastermind, the power of the collective mind.
The mastermind. Okay, I've heard of this.
Yeah, it's a big one in his philosophy. He firmly believed that nobody achieves truly great, lasting success entirely on their own.
It takes a village, kind of.
Sort of, but more focused. It's about intentionally surrounding yourself with a group of like-minded, driven people. When you do that, you create this synergy, this collective brain power that's way more powerful than any one individual.
That makes a lot of sense, like that famous group, the Vagabonds, Ford, Edison, Firestone.
Exactly. Harvey Firestone, Luther Burbank, too. They got together regularly. It wasn't just social. They shared ideas. They challenged each other. They pooled their knowledge and connections.
So it's more than just networking. It's like a coordinated brain trust working together.
Precisely. A conscious alignment of minds aiming for similar goals. It really underlines that idea that your network, in terms of support and ideas, is a huge part of your net worth.
Okay, so leveraging collective intelligence is vital. Let's go back inside the individual mind for a bit. What about the subconscious?
Ah, yes, Principle 10. The subconscious mind connecting desire to reality. Hill saw the subconscious as this critical bridge. It connects your conscious thoughts and your deepest desires to your actual actions and results. It's working behind the scenes, but it's running a lot of the show.
He uses the garden analogy, right? Whatever you plant there.
Exactly. Whatever seeds you consistently plant through your conscious thoughts, through autosuggestion, whether they're positive seeds of success or negative seeds of doubt and fear, the subconscious just cultivates them. It doesn't judge good or bad.
That just grows what you give it.
Right. So the lesson is huge.
Mm-hmm.
You have to guard your thoughts. Be intentional about what you're planting in that mental garden because it is silently shaping your life.
That's powerful. Okay, subconscious. What about the brain itself?
Well, this leads to one of Hill's more perhaps intriguing ideas, Principle 11, the brain A broadcasting and receiving station.
Okay, sounds a bit out there.
It can sound that way. He proposed that thoughts are a form of energy, and our brains act like radios, sending out and receiving these thought vibrations. Now, the language is maybe a bit metaphysical for some,
Yeah.
but the core insight is actually pretty interesting, especially with what we know now.
How so?
Well, while he didn't have the neuroscience, it kind of aligns with how parts of our brain work, like the reticular activating system, the RAS.
The RAS. What's that?
It's like a filter in your brainstem.
Yeah.
When you constantly focus on specific goals, feed your mind positive affirmations, your RAS starts filtering your perception. It starts noticing things, opportunities, information, people that match those thoughts.
So it's not like mystical radio waves, but more like tuning your brain's attention filter.
Exactly. Your brain literally starts paying more attention to things relevant to your goals. So attracting success isn't just external luck. It's partly your brain being primed to see the opportunities related to success. You're tuning into that frequency.
Huh. That makes the idea much more grounded, actually. Okay, so we're tuning our brain. What happens when all these principles start working together?
Hill suggested that as you master these steps, you start to develop something he called the sixth sense, the door to the temple of wisdom. Principle 12.
The sixth sense, like intuition, psychic stuff.
Not psychic in a supernatural way. It's more like highly developed intuition, that gut feeling, that sudden knowing or insight that seems to come out of nowhere.
Ah, okay, so it's the result of all the previous work.
Yes, he saw it as the peak. Your mind becomes so attuned through desire, faith, knowledge, planning, persistence, and so on, that it can develop this sharpened instinct. It's like advanced pattern recognition kicking in subconsciously.
So you might just know the right decision or see an opportunity without being able to fully explain why logically at that moment.
Exactly. It's wisdom built from experience and disciplined thinking, bubbling up. Trusting that intuition, he argued, is accessing a deeper level of wisdom.
Wisdom in disguise. I like that. Okay, we're nearing the end of the principles. What's the final one?
The final principle is more of a crucial warning, really. Number 13, overcoming fear. The 6 ghosts of fear.
Ah, fear, the big one.
Hill called it the single biggest enemy of success, a paralyzing force. He believed these fears mostly live inside our own heads, stopping us before we even start.
And he listed specific ones, didn't he? 6 of them.
Yes, the 6 ghosts. Fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of ill health, fear of loss of love, fear of old age, and fear of death.
Wow, those cover a lot of ground. Basic human anxieties.
They really do.
Yeah.
And he argued these aren't just vague worries, they are active mental blocks. We have to consciously face them, understand them, and dismantle their power over us.
So the final message is conquer your inner fears, and you basically unlock your mind's potential for greatness.
That's the core idea. Free your mind from fear, and you're free to achieve.
Okay, so those are the 13 principles. Powerful stuff. But the book was written in the 1930s. Why does it still matter so much today?
Well, that's the fascinating part, isn't it? Its relevance hasn't really faded.
Yeah.
Because it's not about specific technologies or economic conditions of the 30s. It's about fundamental human psychology, mindset, behavior. And those things don't really change.
Exactly. It feels like a timeless manual for your mind almost, whether you want to start an online business now or become a creator or just, live a more successful, fulfilling life by your own definition, the core ideas still apply.
Completely. It teaches that success, whatever form it takes, really starts in your head. It's built in your thoughts first. And it reframes failure not as an endpoint, but just as temporary feedback on your way.
What you plant in your mental garden grows in your real life. That seems to be the thread running through it all.
That's a great way to put it. The ultimate power, Hill insists, is within you. It's about taking charge of your thinking, because your inner world really does create your outer results. It pushes you to look inward first.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, it feels like Think and Grow Rich isn't just a book you read once.
Definitely not.
It's more like a guidebook to keep coming back to, right? At different points in your life, you'll probably get different things out of it, see things you missed before.
Absolutely. Your own experiences will unlock new layers of meaning in it.
And that core message from Napoleon Hill just echoes, doesn't it? Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. It's simple, but profound.
It really is. It's a call to master yourself, to realize that your thoughts are your most powerful tools.
So maybe the challenge for everyone listening is this. The next time you catch yourself doubting or, making excuses about why something isn't possible, just pause. Remember that the biggest names in history often started with nothing but a thought, just like you. And the real question becomes, what thoughts are you choosing to plant in your mind today? Because those thoughts, well, they might just be building your future right now.